Hey guys.
What's up?
Hey.
So Miss Coco is going to be our host today. I'm going to
Oh
go
my
ahead and
god.
pass it on over to her.
Oh my goodness. That felt like a lot. That was like a real hard launch, AJ. Very hard launch. Anywho, so I was asked to bring today's topic and I thought about this and how today what was on my spirit was um code switching. Especially as black people, I say black women because I'm a woman and I can't speak on behalf of a black man, but black people in professional environments or environments where there are other non-black or white people. And even if you say you don't know what it is, you actually do, because a lot of us do it and don't realize it. AJ, the other day, you said, I don't know what that is, but you do it every day because of your job. Do you realize that you do it?
You really just put me on blast. Yeah, once you explained to me what it was, I understood at that point. But like I never looked at it. I didn't know that's what it was called.
It
All I
is.
thought
So
it was I call my voice adaptable. Um, but I mean I guess we can call it code switching.
it is because there's certain things there's certain things that you say maybe amongst folks who look like you that you can, if you say it at work or you say it around people who don't look like you, they don't know what you said. Prime example. I was actually at work one day and it was one of my employees was there and we were talking about going like on trips, and she was talking about how she was going on a trip with like some of her friends. And she said, yeah, I don't have a lot. She said, I have one or two people that I hang out with, but I don't have like a large group of girlfriends. She said, because when people go, large groups of women go places, I feel like they fight a lot. And I said, well, I mean, I disagree. I said, I think it just depends on the people. I said, because I have a group of friends I travel with from college. It's mostly girls. I said, and we don't, I said, I haven't had that issue. I don't. I said, but also I don't be beefing with people like that. Now, anybody else who looks like me or is speaks in that speaks with those same terms of slang knew what I said. They would know that I said I don't argue with people like that. Like I don't get into those types of situations. She looked at me and she was like, I don't I don't be beefing with people. She said, what does that mean? And like I had like this moment of just clarity. I was like, oh wow. I that I should have said it. Like it wasn't a bad thing that I said it, but at the same time, I was just thinking, you that's one time you missed it. Like you could have turned it off. Um, so I had to go back and say, I said, you know what? I said, what I mean when I say that is, I don't typically encounter those types of situations. So I look at it and I think, and the only reason I talk about this is because do y'all feel like you do it? And if you do you feel tired? Like, do you feel like you're not being yourself or being like authentic?
So I'll take. I guess I'll answer first. I'm gonna tell the truth. I didn't even know it was code switching. So like when I change my voice like this, when I'm at work and I'm talking to people and and they're getting me off topic and I'm like, I digress. Let's get back on to the topic. We veered off a little bit. Like that kind of talking. Like I've never looked at that as a bad thing, and I don't feel like I'm not being myself because that voice is coming out of me. And like I'm just adaptable. I don't change how I talk to make other people comfortable. I change how I talk to make sure that I'm understood and that I'm understood and that I'm communicating on the level in which the person that I'm dealing with will receive it. Because people can say things to you a certain way, and depending on how they say it, you accept it or reject it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a hard-headed, hard-nosed person who's going to keep talking in a certain way when I know that how do I hold on, y'all? I'm not hard-headed to the point where I know that a certain group or certain people might be intimidated by the way that I'm speaking. And so I'll change how I speak. It doesn't make me tired. I'm adaptable. I mean, it's the same as like anytime a problem arises, like I'm just like I'm adaptable. Like if this one solution don't work, I already got three more in the back of my head. So like to me, it's not tiring. And to me, it's a means to an end. You know, I talk differently to children than I talk to adults. I talk differently to black people than I do to white people, depending on their level of comprehension. So if I'm talking to a person who's not going to be put off, you know what I'm saying, by like, because I talk a little bit rough, as most of us Texas girls do. We got a little rasp to our voice, you know. So some people find that intimidating. And rather than be like, this is me, accept me as I am, when I'm dealing with these energies, I'm dealing with them because I'm trying to get some things done. So it's like, why why make my job harder to do when I can code switch?
Fair statement. Very much so. Very much a fair statement. I understand that. I too do that. You know, I understand that every audience is not the same, and you know they always say KYA, know your audience. However, I was just thinking about how many parts of myself I turn off, and I was talking to someone else the other day, who and he was a man, he's a white man, and he was talking about how he's just really, you know, straight up with some things, and I was like, yeah, um, me too. I said, however, I can't do it in the same way. I said because I'm a woman. So I left off the part that I was black too because I didn't feel like getting into that conversation, not at work anyway. Um but do you feel like you turn parts of yourself or your personality off to be accepted or to be heard?
I don't think I do. Um, I'm pretty blunt with every genre of human. um, I don't turn it off, but like, I mean, like, I had one of my consulting clients tell me, like, you have a way of saying something that could be taken highly offensive in a very palatable way. It's like, okay, you know, I didn't think that, but like, I've had people say that. Like, I don't feel like I turn my personality off. And I feel like if I do, I feel like I'm being inauthentic to myself, and then changing how I talk. Like to me, is no different than changing how I sing. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? The difference between single ladies and if I were a boy is just different iterations of the same voice.
Fair
What you
take.
think?
That's a fair take. I will 100% tell you that there are aspects of myself and my personality that I absolutely do turn off when I go to work. It just, and it's been like that for years because I have grown up knowing that, you know, even though been lots of change in society and there's more push in most places, not some now, due to some pieces of legislation in certain areas. Overall there has been more of a push for diversity and inclusion, I suppose we can say, in some areas and institutions. But overall, I still know by and far that a lot of these industries, a lot of these spaces are still dominated by a white people, but b white men. And I know that some things that I do, some things that I say won't be seen or received as palatable. So I absolutely have been doing that for years. Um, and I think I've noticed myself doing it more so this year. Um, now that I'm up here, up north.
What about you, Tay? Do you think you code switch, or do you think you're being inauthentic to yourself if you do? Like, I mean, I don't feel like that, but I know we all got different perspectives.
Hey, lingerie and cocktails. So, first, I just want to let y'all know that I am driving. So, if you hear a loud noise, that's what's going on with me. But I'm here. I'm here. But as far as code switching, I struggled with that for a long time because I personally felt like I was being fake. So I didn't code switch. I just recently started code switching a few years ago. And I had a conversation. I would just talk basically, how I normally would with anybody. And I struggled with that for years until one day my boss, he was a white guy, but he act black.
Hmm.
And he would, I would always be called into the office because, of course, I had hating ass people. And he would, I would tell him, like, I'm gonna act like who I am. I'm gonna be me. He would always say, you cannot be yourself at work. You can't do that. When you get home, you act like yourself. But when you come to work, you don't act like yourself at work. You don't talk. He would tell me this all the time. He's like, you can be yourself with me because I know you. I understand you. I don't have a problem with that. But he's like, when you walk out these doors, you cannot do that. And I just used to be like, why? Like, I don't understand. And I get it because when I did act like myself, of course, either way, when you don't act like yourself or you code switch, I feel like for black women, you still gonna be somewhat looked at as the angry black woman. So when I didn't code switch, I was looked at as an angry black woman all the time. But even then, when I started code switching, I stayed in my lane. So I be quiet. When you quiet, then it's like, what's wrong? Why you mad? It's like you can't win for nothing. Black women to me in corporate, you can't win for nothing. If you're quiet, then it's like, why you're quiet? What's wrong? Oh, you're not friendly. Oh, this. You know what I mean? Then when you talk, you know, then it's like, oh, were you ghetto or, it's always something. I just feel like we can never win. So yeah, that's pretty much my experience. But now, I code switch. Sure will. Hey, hi. How are you doing? I'm good.
That part.
Thank you. You have a wonderful day.
That's when you said a white man told you that shit. I kind of got mad because I don't. So I'm gonna say this, and y'all can tell me I'm wrong. I don't feel like I am, but I understand. I don't like. I despise from the bottom of my bowels when white people tell black folks how to behave or how to be themselves or how to present in certain places. Like it just don't sit well in my spirit. Now, at the same time, him understanding you, you said he acted black, quote unquote. I get why he said it, so he kind of real for saying it. But overall, it just really irritates me when white people get on that fucking high horse talking about, oh, well, you can't do this or you have to act this way or that yitty 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 yit. Because some of them be coming to work and be having whole fucking meltdowns, and Susie's and Karens be fucking crying and shit. Like, so what about that? Like, what's the
Yeah,
difference?
but I mean, being a Karen is not a bad thing, really. I mean, it's kind of negative now a little bit, but being a Karen is not looked at like that when you versus an angry black woman. But Cap, to answer your question, code switching is basically when you talk a certain way in front of court when you go to work. Do you talk the way you talk? Because I know Cap be on his YouTube channel when talking that talk. When you at work, do you talk like how you talk, Cap? Probably not. I mean, you might, but if you don't, that's considered code switching.
And don't forget, like code switching is not just about talking; it's about like changing like mannerisms or things that you do that you know that may not be received well by people who don't look like you.
Right, and we have to as black people. I feel like you gotta code switch because if you don't code switch, man, you'll lose all type of jobs because that's exactly what happened to me. My ass lost so many damn jobs for not code switching. You know, shit.
I
So you
know
gotta code switch.
I want to be paid a stipend. I want to get a bonus for being bilingual. My friend told me this don't count as bilingual, but I think it should. I think that being a black individual, we are automatically, as we get older, we're bilingual because we speak in our with we have a language amongst ourselves, amongst black people. The looks, the sounds, but then we can flip it, and we can turn our customer service voices on, quote unquote. So I just think I should be paid because I'm bilingual.
Facts.
That's a good
Hey,
take.
Prince. I don't know if you still in here, Prince, but thanks for coming in. And
You know what,
not
Cap?
necessarily talk white. I mean, you can talk white, Cap, but it might not mean necessarily talk white. It just might mean like when you with your buddies or you with your culture, you might say certain words that you wouldn't say necessarily at work because they probably don't understand that.
Or maybe
So
there's
that could
certain
be
topics you
still.
won't touch on, or certain viewpoints you have that you won't fully share, and you might just say, "Oh, that's like prime example." I'm sure that there are some people who did not like what happened in Alabama a couple weekends ago. And I've seen some discourse about this online. Um, as a black individual, now nobody brought it up in my job, but as a black individual, if you go in and you work in an area that's predominantly white, and they're talking about, oh, that's just lame, or it's terrible that a man abused a woman like that by hitting her over the head with a chair, ABC 1 2 3. If that was me in that position, I might be like, oh, okay. Yeah, it's unfortunate that there was a fight. I might lighten my take when on the inside I'm like, man, nah, them motherfuckers got what they had coming. But I see in the chat where they're talking about talking white. I hate that turn of phrase. I've hated it since I was a kid. Because I used to get that slapped on me. Um, and I want better for the black community because I want us to stop attributing things about intelligence or being articulate to whiteness. That's not what because it's not what it is. But how do y'all feel about that? AJ, Tay, whomever.
No, I agree. I mean, just because you speak a certain way, maybe, whatever they call it, white or intelligent, doesn't mean you talk white. Black people, smart too, you know? We ain't got to talk Ebonics.
Is that still acceptable to say? Like Ebonics, is that still acceptable to say?
What you mean? It ain't acceptable? Ebonics ain't acceptable?
I'm asking, is that like a PC term still?
That's a who term?
Is that a politically correct term? I wanted to say it earlier. but I was like, I don't want to get canceled.
Shit, I'm gonna say whatever I want to say on here. I don't know, but I'm gonna say whatever the hell I want to say. Ebonics. I mean, what? That's what we all talk. Honestly, that's our language, and I don't care what nobody say. They can call it, they can call it Ebonics or whatever they want to call it. But honestly, that's our language, bro. That's our
AAVE.
language. Just like English,
Yeah.
that's our language. That's our language. That's how we talk. And you can't say that shit ain't proper, because what is English?
No, it's not. It's there's a lot of shit about English that's so fucked off. Like it's the hardest
Right.
language to learn.
That's why I'm like, what is English? And it's the lamest. It's the lamest language either. It has no frequency whatsoever.
Yeah, I know,
So,
because there's all kind
anyways,
of rules
but
that change for certain things, for certain sounds, for certain letters.
But it's okay for white people to use our shit when they want to. Like Popeyes trying to say, hey y'all. Like get the fuck y'all. I be seeing little stuff. It's okay for them to use our words when they want to use it. They can steal our words when they want to use it and advertise it for whatever or say whatever it is they want to say. Oh, that's okay.
Are you
But when
surprised?
we talk at work like that to express ourselves, then it's a damn problem. I don't get that.
Are you
You know?
surprised though?
Hell no, I'm not surprised. With,
Because
with
this
anything
all
that has
goes
to do with
back.
white people, I'm not fucking surprised.
This all goes back to what? What am I gonna say? Slavery. Because why? Because even then, Anglo-Saxon people, I'm not even just gonna say white. Anglo-Saxons benefited off of
Damn, she
labor.
came with the correct term.
They benefited off of the labor of who enslaved people. So you had black people who were literally out here breaking their backs. Homes were broken, blood was shed, tears were cried, plants were planted, crops were harvested, and people were paid literally pennies on the dollar. It paid it all to what? To contribute to a country's fucking GDP that we couldn't even benefit from. So when we talk about white folks benefiting off of black labor, emotional, physical, mental, whatever, that shit's ancestral. And that's how I feel about that. But to piggyback off what you said, Tay, I agree with you. I noticed those things too. Like, this is gonna be really random, but sometimes they talk about subject verb agreement when people are talking. And so a couple of seasons ago, the Raptors kind of like the Toronto Raptors NBA kind of rebranded, and so they had these pullover shirts that said "We the North." Now, if you in anywhere else, some people might say, that's not a grammatically correct sentence because where is the R? Where is the verb? So it doesn't make technically it doesn't make sense. But I looked at that and I was just like, people are always talking about speaking properly and whatnot, especially when it comes to white people talking about black folks. But then y'all go and take something that a form of speaking that's very much so native to the black community. Or when I see these videos for ads and shit like that, like they using rappers and rap music, but then in the regular world, everybody wants to say, "Oh, I don't listen to that rap crap," but y'all promote shit with it. So when I see that, I'm like, pick a struggle, because y'all take the things that we do, you try to slap a bow on it and make it something else, and then make money off of it. I fail to understand that. What about y'all?
Sleazy, thanks for coming in. Y'all holla at Sleazy. Mental health. She a real one. Y'all go check her out. Thanks for coming in, Sleep. Um, my bad. Go, AJ. I'm just cutting in.
Nah, you good. I'm having technical difficulties, so y'all go ahead. I'm trying to get my iPad to charge.
What was the back end of that question, Coco?
Basically, I was piggybacking off of what you said you would notice, where you said that a lot of white folks will take things that are popular within the Black community, whether it's how we dress, how we speak, whatever, and they monetize it and they benefit off of it. How do you feel about that? Because I've noticed a lot of things where it's the double standard. Like I've heard white people say, "Oh, I don't listen to that rap crap," but then I'm like, these businesses that y'all own, they take stuff, they promote it, and they use rap music, to help sell it. Or they take like linguistic patterns and in their marketing and their advertising, trying to appeal to people. What gives? But then it's wrong when the people who originally did it do it in real life. Then that's just wrong or it's unprofessional. I don't like that.
Bruh, I'm over that shit. Yeah, I mean, that's what happens. If you want to be real about it, I don't care who's listening to this podcast, and I don't give a damn. Black people are the most influential people on this planet. Okay? And we're gonna always be the most influential. A rapper could say Casamigos, everybody gonna go out and drink some damn Casamigos. If he say Louis Vuitton, everybody gonna go out and buy Louis Vuitton. So it's just we're that much like we influence the entire world. This is why you got other races that be doing our damn dances and talking like us. Not only that, have y'all noticed recently y'all been seeing white women wearing braids? What y'all how y'all
Yeah.
think about that too?
So I've seen several different opinions on that, and I'm just truly baffled because at the end of the day, I saw a TikTok video about it the other day. This girl had box braids, and people were like, "Why are you wearing that?" And then the conversation is always, "Oh, well, y'all, nobody owns a hairstyle," and I get that, but like at the end of the day, your hair is not even gonna hold up in the style. So why do you want to do it? It's not for you. Did y'all see this summer where a bunch of white women had started buying that Maya Organics hair oil? I'm like, why do y'all want to buy hair oil when y'all wash y'all's hair every day to keep oil out of it?
Y'all hair greasy as fuck and you smell like dog when you sweat. Why would you want to wear that shit? That shit ain't for you.
Not dog, Tay.
You a different breed than us. They do smell like dog. When they sweat, they smell like dog. That's why if you smell a black person in sweat versus a white person, who gonna smell like dog? That's how you know we different breed. We're not the same. Our DNA is different than y'all. That's just what it is. And you got dog DNA. I'm wrong for that. I mean,
Uh,
I'm dead.
but huh?
I'm dead.
I am too.
What?
I'm
What?
dead. I'm dead. I, I
And
can't even.
where's the lie? Where's the lie?
No, Tay, I can't even. I'm dead. I am dead.
Where's the lie?
I ain't gonna say nobody got dog DNA. I ain't gonna go that far. But it irritates me because I feel like we can't ever have shit sometimes. And then I get mad. But I'm gonna turn that same energy on the black community because we be too quick to invite people to the cookout, quote unquote. Like every community gatekeeps
Oh
something.
my God, I hate that, bro. I hate that, bro. It be like some white people that do something black, and all you see in the comments is black people. Oh, you invited to the cookout? No, the fuck they not.
No,
Why
you're
is you
not.
inviting them?
No, you are not,
Just
because
because
you
they
can
know
do
how to
something.
dance, or just
You can do
because
something
they
good.
do something that's like our culture?
You can do something all day that's cool to them, and guess what? You still won't have access to some of their circles. That's why I be looking funny at black Republicans. Like, oh, I'm black, I'm a Republican. Why the fuck would you do that? Because guess what? You can support whomever from that party. You can support whatever it is, the ideas that that party stands on. At the end of the day, you still a nigga to them. You still black. They still going home talking about you. But yeah, I just feel like we don't do a good job of gatekeeping, to me personally. When I really think about it, it's always, oh, they invited to the cooking for what? What did they do? Now I ain't finna get on here and say somebody got dog dog DNA. Tay.
Yeah, I mean, and it's so crazy. Like, if you see well, I'll say this is one thing. This might be a little off topic, but like when you see a white person like with rhythm or doing something that white black people normally do and they do it well, like we literally over prop them up. We'd be like, oh, it's like, you know what I mean?
And they get so damn happy and familiar, because what's the next thing someone be asking? Why can't they say the N-word? I know this started out about code switching, but it ties into so many things. How do y'all feel about that? About white people using the N-word the way that black people use it?
About black white people using um I can't personally say that I honestly like they shouldn't say it, but like I don't get up in arms about it, but I understand why it's unacceptable. But like it's just certain things I don't get tied up in, you know what I mean?
I do, but at the same time, I too have experienced people asking, "Well, why can y'all say it, but we can't?" Totally different. But because that question was posed to me when I was younger, it made me actively stop saying it.
Get you. Got you. Girl, I'm over here trying to figure out what happened to him. But she might have just went through an area that didn't have the service. But I don't know. Like as far as the N word, like I'm gonna say, and this is gonna sound terrible, but like I'm gonna be honest. Like I really don't care about people saying it. I don't, because like the people who say it, like, nah, we can't be friends. But at the end of the day, it's no different than like those obnoxious people who support. I ain't gonna say
Who
that.
who support Mr. Toupee Head?
Yes, those. You know what I'm saying? Like they exist. They're annoying, but like I just ignore them. You know what I'm saying? Like
If you
that's
had a friend,
how I feel.
if you had a close friend or family member who supported that man, how would you feel about that?
I mean, I honestly wouldn't care. It's not like I think Donald Trump is extremely divisive. I think he was a very divisive figure. But like as far as getting upset because a particular person supports a particular candidate, that's not me. No matter how ridiculous the candidate is.
So
You
if the
know,
candidate supported, let's just say if the candidate was openly racist in some way.
I would definitely feel some type of way about it, but again, if you're outside of my universe, you're outside of my judgment. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm in the presence of somebody being racist, my first thought is I'm not gonna argue with this person. I'm gonna remove myself from this energy because we're not even vibrating on the same frequency. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not even gonna I'm not even going to be in the mix with that person long enough for it to even be an impactful experience because I don't play that. You know, like it ain't even that, like, yes, it is offensive, but it's like at the end of the day, it's only offensive as long as it's in my face and I allow it. And if, like, a person who's racist, it don't matter what you say to them, they still gonna be racist when you leave them. So it's like it's literally just like spinning your wheels in place. To me, I mean, what you think?
So I've encountered it. Um, when I was younger, it upset me then. It doesn't upset me to the same degree now because being an adult, I understand things better. And at the end of the day, that's ignorance, and I can't change. I'm not gonna change it. One person is not gonna do it for them. Like, that's something they have to do on their own. Um, as for getting tied up about or getting upset about things or people, other folks that I know or in my circle support, I absolutely will cut ties with people behind things like that, because if you say that you're a friend of mine, and let's say you're not even black, you could be somebody white, and you say, "Oh, you're my friend, Marissa. I love you. Like, we've been friends for such a long time." But if you turn around and you say that you support the satanic or toupee head, I don't think we can be friends anymore. Like, at that point, I have to the relationship has to change because you support two people or ideals that,
Krista?
yes,
Oh, okay.
you support ideas that basically that don't align with even that don't even align with my existence.
Definitely.
So I get what you're saying
Hey
when you say that,
Jazz.
but
I just wanted to speak to the people in chat real quick. Hey Jazz. Tay's on the road right now. She'll be back up in just a moment. Just want to tell everybody, hey, in the chat. Hey Jazz. Hey Sleazy. Hey Cap. Hey Daniel. Marlene. Hope you feel better. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go
no,
ahead.
it's fine. Um, what's up to all the people in the chat? Thank you for joining us. But yeah, no, folks who support ideas, people, and ideologies that are in direct opposition to my or other people of color's existence, we can't be friends. I can't even talk to you.
I can absolutely agree with that. I mean, but
I'll
like,
keep it cordial and keep it cute, but like, our relationship will change drastically. It's just like, for me, the individual who sent me that video talking about white women beating black women. I love that. I love him to death. Like, he cool. Like, I look at him like another brother. But for me to see that, like, it really like has some things going in my head. I'm like, first of all, you as a black man to send that shit to me as a black woman, and you think I'm gonna sit up here and agree with this shit? He's talking about me, like, not me personally, but I am a black woman. So when you talk about black women, like, and he spoke as if we were monolithic. So I was just, it made me question some things. Like, why would you send it to me? Now, do you think I would? It just made me mentally step back. Like, maybe this is not. Maybe this relation. Maybe our conversation, our relationship should be a little different.
definitely. What do you think about, like, and I know this is a little off topic, but like, what do you think about other races that, like, try to emulate black culture, but then look down on it at the same time? You know what I'm saying?
It goes back to what? Slavery. Again, another one of those situations, and it also ties into what Tay said earlier. Black people, black culture being highly, highly influential. Um, Things become trendy, they become cool, and folks like how things look, whether it's a fashion trend, slang, it doesn't matter. And what do people see off of that? If everybody's doing something, or everybody likes something, or everybody's trying to acquire something, what are you supposed to? What does everybody want you to do now? Monetize it. And I'm not against getting a bag, but it's you're subverting culture, and people are putting on black culture, quote unquote, as a costume. Like, oh, I'm gonna act a certain way so I can get my coin. But once I get paid, I'm done with this shit. Like, it's not good enough for me.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I mean, because if we just look at current day culture, right? And, like a lot of the things that are extremely popular was literally created by Black people. And I find that really wild, being that we're the most marginalized.
Go back a couple years ago where, cornrows or braids have been a thing for black folks since literally the beginning, since the inception of time. Remember when Kim Kardashian hopped up talking about, oh, I got some boxer braids? Trying to take shit and trying to slap a bow on it and calling it something different.
She's like boxer braid. No, and then she gave credit to her hairstyle to Bo Derek. When
Or,
Bo Derek
having
appropriated.
having a big butt wasn't cool. But then when Kim or Chloe or all them girls got their asses done, then all of a sudden, ooh, we want to have nice round shapely butts. Because when I was growing up, if girls had big behinds, they were saying that you were fat. They're like, oh, you need to lose some weight. But them heifers do it. Oh, now I want a big booty. I want a peach. I'm gonna go get me a BBL. I'm gonna get snatched. Yeah. Now they getting their butts undone, getting stuff taken out. Now we back to we back to square one. So which one is it? And I'm gonna take this a step further. And again, y'all can tell me I'm wrong if you want to, but I don't feel like I am. Let's talk about the women who emulate black women to pull or to gain access to black men, but then we'll turn around and talk about us.
I've not seen that personally, but give me an example.
You haven't seen that personally?
Mm-mm.
I think that's actually quite widespread. If you really start looking at some things that are out, and I'm talking about celebrities, but also in just real life. Start looking at some of the folks around you. Some of the way that some women are changing themselves, like getting the fillers and the surgeries, getting bodies done, getting the lip injections. And I'm not saying if that's what you want, cool. But to me, I just think of it in terms of people made fun of and talked about black people and black women specifically, because I can only speak for myself. I'm not a man. About having those features. I have friends who got made fun of for having big behinds, big lips, or the way their noses were shaped, all of that for having dark skin. But now I look up today and I see y'all paying money going to Miami and any God knows where else to get some silicone put in your ass or to have fat transferred to your ass. Y'all going somewhere and y'all letting people shoot y'all up in the mouth so your lips can be bigger. So literally the same characteristics that I have, other black women have for free, that y'all shit on. Now y'all paying to go get them. It's weird.
One thing I will say is about what you said earlier about like black men or white women um, appropriating, you know, black culture to like, and then like to lure black men in, and then secretly hating black women. You're right. I can think of some examples of that. I definitely can think of some examples of that. And I think that's why a lot of people were so up in arms about our butts being appropriated and our, you know what I'm saying, our lips and, you know, just natural things that we embody because we knew they were going to make it a trend. Because now it's not, it's getting out of style because Kim and Chloe removed their um, fat
Implants.
transfers from their butt. Now it's not trendy to have a big butt.
Now everybody's like, ooh, this, that, and the other. And I'm like, y'all are weird. And then, I don't know if you saw this. There was a video of this lady. I think she was Asian. She got her ass on TikTok, posted this video talking about unclassy makeup. And she said it wasn't classy to wear that dark brown lip liner and the new gloss in the middle. She said, because you're trying to contour your mouth and it looks ridiculous up close. Knowing good and damn well the lip gloss and dark brown lip liner combo
Oh, girl,
been
I did see that.
that's been a staple of black women's. I can only say since the 90s because that's when I saw it, but that's probably it's been going on before
Hey, Jess. Hey, girl, how you doing? I ain't seen you in a while. How you been? Yeah, I seen that. What's her name? Girl, I be watching that makeup girl. What's her name?
that. Which one?
The one that basically checked her about it. She started off on YouTube many years ago.
Jackie Arnold.
Yes, her. And she was like, "That's very tacky. Like, it's tacky on you, on your color. But for black people, that's not tacky because, like Jackie was saying, it makes us look ashy when you put certain colors on our face. That's the thing with being melanated or dark complected or whatever you want to call it, is that certain makeup looks ashy on us. We can't wear it. Like, we can't wear no pink. A pink lipstick, it has to be a certain type of pink.
That or you got to do some doctoring to make it work.
Right, because it ain't pink, don't look right on black people. It just don't. And like a pink liner or a light brown is not gonna look right around our lips. That
No,
shit
it's
look
not.
messed up.
AJ, did you see that video?
No.
Where do you
I
be
don't even
at?
know who that lady is. Is she
How
like a
you
white
don't
lady
know
or
Jackie?
what?
Where do you be at? Everybody knows.
No, Jackie is black.
Oh,
I
No,
know.
Jackie's Nigerian.
Jackie is like the guru. She's the makeup guru for our culture, bro.
Like low key, she really is like she's like the OG makeup artist off of YouTube because she started back in like 08, 09.
so who said the brown? I thought y'all was saying Jackie is the one who said the brown lip liner was
No,
not.
Jackie checked her ass. The woman who
It
said
was
it was
Oh,
it was
okay, got you.
yeah.
it was an
Yeah, it
Asian
was like
lady who
I think it was a Chinese lady or a white lady. Yeah, some Asian, and she was like, "That looks very tacky," and she had the nerves to use our videos. It was like, when it like,
oh yeah, she gave
did
examples.
she
She
use
gave
our
picture.
videos as well?
She used picture examples, and they were
She gave
every
pictures,
and they were
and they
all
were
black women.
melanated people, and it's like, bitch, what you just go ahead and say what you want to say.
I mean, not to
Oh,
mention,
thanks, Jazz. My bad. Go ahead. Jazz, I just wanted to let Jazz, we go. Y'all, we go live every 10 p.m. So come through.
It cut out. Tay, say it one more time. She was just saying that we go live every Saturday at 10 p.m.
I'm actually kind of disappointed in you, AJ. Like that you didn't see this video because it was all. Well, actually, let me take that back because I don't know how much you be on TikTok. So,
Whenever you send me a video to look at.
oh my lord, I have to go back and find it and let you see it so you can see it because she used pictures of black women as her examples of the makeup not looking good. But I'm like, just say what you want to say. Basically, you just trying to say like, oh, these women don't look good, they ugly, or they're not classy. Like, come on, bro.
And class is subjective. Because let me tell you something. That hot pink lip, never mind. Let me stop.
Go for it.
That hot pink lipstick they be wearing do not be cute.
Who
And
is
a lot
that?
of times that lipstick, it would be looking like they just slapped it on. And it's like, and when they overline their lips, it looks like they're drawing on their face. But let me stop.
Mm-mm. And my next thing is, why you overlining your lips? Cause y'all be some of the main ones talking about, oh, big lips. That's weird. Okay, but you giving the appearance that yours are big. What gives?
I mean, they think they're giving the appearance that their lips are big when really they're giving the appearance of it looks like they're drawing on their face. Hey, realist. Coco Realist said, hey.
What's up, realist?
Tay's on the road, so she might drop in and drop out occasionally just because she's on the road. Um, just letting you guys know that just came in.
But going back to something when I was talking about white people benefiting off of the labor of black folks, that ties in perfectly to the second thing I sent y'all earlier about the story about the movie about the Blind Side, how it was doctored and untrue. And the family, I don't know how to say their last name, I think it was Tui. The Tui family basically kind of set Michael Oher up to where they could control all the money that they made off of it.
And they split. So, my understanding, I am familiar with the Blind Side debacle. Basically, when the Blind Side was created, Michael Oher was not happy with the final product. He felt like they made him look unintelligent. He said that opportunities were taken away from him because people didn't view him as a leader after watching that movie because they took that dramatization as real life. He
I
voiced
ain't
to them.
gonna lie. I thought he must have been special in real life too. Cause they definitely painted him as being delayed in that movie.
Mhm. They basically made him look slow. And so he was upset about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he wasn't like super concerned about it initially. Like, I mean, like, he was upset about the way he was portrayed. He was vocal about that from the onset. But he played nice because he had just gotten his, and if he was like just gotten on with a certain team, and he was literally in the prime of his career. Like he was making money. You know what I'm saying? So he wasn't really like going over his accounting the way that he should.
Mm.
And so he hired an auditor, and that's when they discovered that they've been making money hand over fist from the Blind Side, and he got like one small payout. and they've been getting royalties and kickbacks. You know what I'm saying? And I know those people that did it. They probably looked at it like, well, he's not going to pay attention because he's already making millions as a football player, and you know what I'm saying? Like, but
Mm-hmm.
now he's retired, and you know these football players, a lot of them are not well versed in money. He done spent his money he made, and now he's looking at the Tuies like, where my money at? Which, you know what I'm saying?
I hope he goes back. Honestly, I hope he can go back and sue him because they set him up, and
I'm
he was 18 when they got him, so he was too old to legally adopt because technically you're 18, you're an adult. So they presented it to him like an adoption, but really it was a conservatorship.
right. They got him though. They got him. He got by them folks.
He did, but again, it goes back to what? Um People benefiting off of the labor that comes from the backs of black people.
Agreed. Definitely.
I hate that. I really hate that for him. Did he discover that himself, or did somebody within his team discover that? Because the from what I've seen online, it appears as if his wife is the one who kind of figured that out.
I didn't really get that deep into it. My understanding was I think they misrepresented what they actually received, if that makes sense, to him and what the actual deal was. And he wasn't privy to the circumstances. And they took advantage of the fact that he was a busy football player at the time and really wouldn't really have the time to look into it. You know, I do believe someone else brought this to his attention in particular.
I mean, is that because he signed that? My question is this: is that grounds for like legal action? Like, could he, or is it not?
He absolutely could. Because it's the same with prenups. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you get married to, one of them people you send, um, and you sign a prenup, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you sign the prenup and you were under duress when you signed it or you didn't properly understand it, yes, you have legal grounds to contest it. You can contest anything this day and age. That's why you see all these prenups being challenged. Because they're like, oh, I wasn't in the right state of mind. And guess what? You know why it's going to work to his advantage about signing that conservatorship? Because they
Well,
made it look slow in the movie.
they
They
did do that.
hmm So they misrepresented his character, and I think that misrepresentation, he could really use that to his advantage and be like, "Look, they painted me as slow. I guess maybe I was." And they were already rich. Is the crazy thing.
Well, here's my next question. So, one, there it was misrepresented, so there he could take legal action there. But also because of what the way he was represented, could he not sue them for like libel or slander, whichever one it is?
I think he kind of let it go. You know, after like he saw the success of the actual movie.
He's a better man than he's a better person than me. Cause I'd be exploring every legal avenue.
Definitely. I mean, I would be too because I mean it's definitely a misrepresentation for certain. I mean, because he really thought that he was these people's adopted child. He thought that, and you can tell, like, by the way he talks, he literally thought he was being adopted by these people. Hey, Oz. So, the Michael Oher situation, like, I'm gonna tell the truth. What it looks like to me is it looks like he spent his money that he made from football, and now he's like,
I
well,
don't know.
we
I hope
mine.
I hope it's not that. But at the end of the day, whether even if he did spend up his money from football or he didn't, the end of the day, like them checks, he should have still been getting cut.
Right. True.
And at this point, I mean, everybody. This is why you always need legal eyes to read anything you sign. But especially, I think for us as Black people, we cannot be so willing and willfully trusting of folks, because you could think, I'm not saying everybody out to get you, but at the end of the day, everybody's pretty much looking out for number one. And who is number one? Yourself. Your
Themselves and their bloodline, pretty much.
your folks, your family. So I don't say this like, but we got to be more so in a mindset of like, it's not personal, it's business though.
Definitely. For sure.
I didn't realize how many prenups were being contested. I kind of felt like once you signed a prenup, like that's it.
Actually, it's not. Like, you can even say something like, "Oh, they pressured me to do it." Um, a couple working examples. I'm trying to think of the name. Dr. Dre and his wife. I just cannot remember her name. Nicole, I think. She signed an ironclad prenup, and she still got more than prenup. And Kevin Costner's wife, they just recently filed for divorce within the past month. She signed a prenup. She's already received more money than she was supposed to get in regards to what the prenup said, because she's challenging it. But the judge is saying that he is likely to uphold most of the prenup. And it really just depends on the judge that you get in front of, you know.
Off topic, but since we brought it up, would you sign one?
Yes, I would. But it's
Why?
gonna have they gonna have to sign one too.
I knew that was coming.
Why?
Because you're not gonna sign it and not have your own recourse.
Right. Because like I get wanting to protect your assets, and I like if a person is already established before I get with them and they've already secured their fortune, I'm not looking for that. But anything, let me tell you something, like when I get in the mix, I'm multiplying. So anything from that point, yes, I should get a percentage of, because I guarantee you I'm feeding that dude ideas, and I'm impregnating his wealth, if that makes sense.
Oh my God.
I'm not
I'm making the money
signing
have babies.
shit.
Like, huh?
I'm not signing shit.
Why?
I'm not signing anything because I automatically let me know that you insecure about your finances.
I ain't gonna
You
hold
know,
y'all.
like you feel like you don't want me to take over your fight. You know, like nope, I'm not signing shit. No, because at the end of the day, you should want. If I'm gonna be your wife, you should want to take care of me, right? You should want to take care of me and make sure I'm good even after you gone. So for you to be like, uh, you just come in with what you got, no. You already. I don't like stingy niggas, so no.
Well, a prenup will not prevent you from inheriting his wealth at death. That's all. That all has to do with the that all has to do with uh like the estate planning and what
A
they plan.
prenup could
It
because
can.
it
It
can,
can.
because in the prenup he could say that he doesn't want a prenup is whatever the terms that he wants to put down.
But I'm
So it
saying
really
typically,
depends.
yeah. In a normal prenup, that's not the case. But like they can put any verbiage they want to in it, but everything that people put in prenups is not legal. So you got people who put certain stipulations in prenups that when it goes to court, it doesn't hold up.
Like what?
But I'm not gonna lie. If I got millions of dollars and I'm getting married to somebody who also got millions of dollars, I'm gonna proactively want a prenup signed to protect myself. If I'm the one coming in with the money, I definitely want a prenup signed.
Well, that wouldn't be me anyway, because I'm not physically the one coming in with the money, and you ain't got no money, so that ain't even gonna work.
So it's really interesting we talk about this. So prenup, I'm trying to think. I think that if we both come in with something, well, I've heard they said even if you have $2.50 in a savings account somewhere off in the cut, like you should still have a prenup. If he presented me with one, I would have one too. But I say this, I think if you come in with a lot, no, not even with a lot. No, I would absolutely sign one. But he gonna sign one too. Because once you get married, people be bullshitting and they say, "Oh, well, you get married for love." I'm older now, and even though I'm not married, to me, getting married it's more than just about the ceremony and like picking out dresses and shit. That's a business decision. Because when you get married, you legally take on the shit that your spouse has going on too. So somebody got student loan debt. When y'all get married, that's y'all student loan debt together.
Well, baby, I can't do it. I agree with Jazz. Men are stingy too these days. I ain't gonna say men are stingy. I ain't gonna say that. But I just feel like a lot of men can be stingy. But I lost my train of thought because you were saying something. What were you saying? What was the last thing you were saying?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Basically that getting married is a business decision. So yeah, you take on debt to your spouse. So yeah, I would have a prenup signed because I would have a prenup to say like, hey, if in the event that we split up, anything that you got outstanding that you owe, that ain't tied to me. I'm not paying for nothing. That don't belong to me. If you got $125,000 left in student loan debt, we don't make it. Once we split up, when the ink is dry on a divorce decree, that shit belongs to you.
Oh, okay. So I know what you said. You said you married for love or something like that. I'm no longer married for love. Anybody out there that's looking, talking about they like take eats, well, I'm just gonna let you know right now. I don't marry. I'm not being with nobody for love anymore. I did that shit back in the day, and it didn't work. I was with a nigga who had two pair of drawers and
Not
two
two.
pair two pair of drawers, and you move the nigga in, and no, it don't work. I've tried it for me. Now for other people, it might work.
Did you
You
make
might
more money
you
than him,
you
Pay?
probably could move him in, huh?
Did you make more money than him?
Yeah, yeah.
Go
Some of them, yeah. Some of them I did, yeah.
go on, but I'm gonna run back to that.
So I married for, I mean, not married, but I dated for love a lot in my younger years. And for me, it don't work to date somebody for love because it just don't work. People out here have their own agendas and stuff like that. So I'm tired. I've dated a lot now, so I'm marrying for motherfucking money now. What you got? Call me a gold digger. I don't care. Call me whatever it is you want to call me. But I bet you I ain't gonna be with nobody that's broke. And just to let y'all know, I'm not gonna be broke. I'm not busy coming to a situation where I'm just like busted. Not gonna happen. Just like Amber said, when I get in somebody's life, I make your life better. Okay? Immediately. I'm blessed, so you gonna be blessed. Period.
Yeah. I agree with you. I won't say I wouldn't marry for love, but I'll say this: it can't just be about love. Cause like what did Tina say? What's love got to do with it? That's not paying no bills. And no, at the end of the day, getting married, like I said, it's a business decision. It's contractual, and some folks might be like, "You wrong. You wrong for saying that, Coco." That sounds cynical. I'm not lying because at the end of the day, what happens when people get divorced? That y'all going through splitting up shit, talking about, okay, well, who gonna get this? Who gonna get that? Who gonna get the kids? You splitting your shit up. All y'all's assets, your liabilities. It is a business decision.
I mean, a marriage is a contract. Hey, Cynthia. Hey, Jerica. Yeah, marriage is a contract. It is literally a contractual agreement.
I had a friend who told me they're like, Marissa, that's not true. It's not a contract. I said, girl, well, what the fuck do you think it is? Cause it ain't just, I mean, it ain't, we ain't just playing house out here. So what the hell is it?
So, I mean, what happens when you go apply for a marriage license? You are putting your signature, you and your spouse are putting your signature on the marriage license. That is a contractual agreement.
And you got to pay for that bitch to be filed. Where? Office of Vital Statistics.
Boom.
And
it's a contract.
Contracts get filed, so there's record of it. When y'all signed it, when you applied for it, when you paid for it, how the fuck you paid for it, and in what count, and in what county you got it. So telling me it's not a contract, baby. When shit ain't serious, records don't be kept of it all the time. Like nobody cares. It's just Rudy poo and just out there in the air. But nah, it's way too much that goes into that. But again, I would sign one, but he would sign. He would have. I'd have one for that ass too.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't find a prenup being offensive, but like, I mean, like, I don't think it would just depend. Like, I literally would have a lawyer look it over. Like, I wouldn't just sign it because it's.
Oh no, because everybody don't have their best your best interest at heart. And at the end of the day, people be looking out for number one, and I don't find it offensive either. But people who, I don't find it offensive. But like I said, I'm not gonna be in a situation where I sign something, I don't come out with nothing. But what's your take on what Tay said? Would you? How do you feel about marrying for money versus marrying for love, or is it a blend of the two? How do you feel about that?
I personally want to marry for love. I want to be loved. But like, listen, love for me is there's layers to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want a provider because being provided for makes me feel loved. I want someone who nurtures me because being nurtured makes me feel loved. And I want someone who's very communicative and can hold a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, and to me, love is all encompassing. It's not just the emotional part, like the structure, the support, the stability, that's all encompassing. And if you're not taking care of me, you don't love me. That's how I feel. What you think about my take?
I mean, I agree. I don't, like I said, I don't necessarily just want to marry for love. And I feel like a lot of women get a lot of flack for this now, especially black women. Because white women been marrying rich men forever. And other women too. It's gotta be a little bit, I gotta have both of them. It's gotta be love in there, but there has to be some stability. And that's not to say I don't bring my own stability to the function, but uh I don't believe in going from, if I have a good situation for myself, I don't believe in going from me having a good situation and entering into a situation that's lesser than mine. just in the name of having somebody. It's not that fucking serious.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's absolutely not. But like this is how I feel. I feel like we should be able to put our own definitions to what we want. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know like a lot of people you know what? Okay, I'm gonna do one better. Define for me what love is for you.
Ooh, I wasn't expecting that. I need to stew on that for a little bit, so I'm gonna let you answer first.
Okay, well, I did. Like, to me, love is all encompassing. Like, and there's a difference between like agape love and like relationship love. And when you're in a relationship with somebody, like, it sounds good to say, "Oh, I want to love somebody unconditional," but when it comes to romantic love, they are absolutely
Condition.
conditioned. There are conditions. You can do something to fuck this up to where I will not fuck with you no more. And that's and anybody should have their deal breakers, like, because if you ain't got your deal breakers about what you will or will not tolerate, people will consistently test you. um but for me, love is stability. Like, so like as a woman, I want a provider. Like, okay, so when I'm looking for a suitor, or I'm not looking for a suitor but assessing a suitor, my first thing is, okay, is this person financially secure? Okay, it, is this person a narcissist? They're not. Okay, check. Next. Does this person validate me and nurture me and give me what I need? Okay, check. You know, and then there's the physical aspects and the sexual aspects, and just all those things to me are all encompassing.
Okay. I would have to agree that it is all encompassing. To me, love is not a word; it's actions, and so love for me looks like I'm real big on quality time, so I like to spend time with people, and that's whether that's like a platonic relationship or otherwise. Um, but in terms of of a romantic relationship, yeah, absolutely. Quality time. I too want a provider, um, but not someone who's on that misogynistic like 1950s provider type shit. Not somebody who's like, oh well, I go to work, I bring home all the money, I bring home the bacon, like, and want to saddle me with everything at the house. But yeah, I want somebody who wants to take care of me and his family, but I also want a partner, because a man that's looking for a traditional wife ain't gonna find it in me. You know, I mean, ideally, should I choose to reproduce, would I love for us to be in a place where I could take a couple years off and raise my kid? Sure. Um, but yeah, I want that provider aspect, but I want a provider that wants to be a partner and it's not looking at me like, oh well, I got all the money, you just handle the house. Like, I don't want that. Um,
Yeah.
somebody who gonna we can get in the trenches with each other.
Right.
Um, the physical aspect, as you say, we need to be on the same page as it pertains to that. Because people be splitting up behind that type of shit. I need somebody somebody who loves the Lord. So before all of what I just said, somebody who that's where their life is centered. Trying to live that right life, trying to live a life in such a way that they can make it to the pearly gates. Because I'm trying to go to, and there's a lot
Right.
more I could say to that. Uh, but what led you to? Why did you ask that? Ask that?
Well, I mean, just because, like, you know how she was saying love ain't enough. I ain't marrying for love. And I was just thinking to myself, like, we get to define what love is, for us, what it encompasses, like what it entails. I mean,
That's
um,
true. And even
yeah,
off of what I just said, if I could picture the ideal person for me, like all a perfect world, all things equal, I wouldn't just get married off of that, because if he came and was like, oh well, like, I'm broke, or are you stingy, or you mean, or something like that, I don't want to be around it.
definitely. Yeah, that's what triggered it. Like when you were asking, do you marry for love or money? And I'm like, well, I gotta choose. You know,
Both of them.
both of them. I want both of them. I need both of them.
Both of them.
Anything less would be uncivilized.
It's funny we talking about this now because just earlier I had scrolled through TikTok and I was watching this video of this of a young lady I follow on there, and she just turned 28. And she was talking about basically 28 things that she had learned in her life, and I was thinking, like what have I really learned as I as I'm sojourning toward 30 next month. um and it's funny we're talking about like what like love looks like and what we're willing to do or not do, because I was thinking about it for myself and things that I had learned over this decade of my life, and things that I would have accepted 5 years ago, 5 to 7 years ago, like today it's not even couldn't even be a conversational topic for me.
I absolutely agree. My birthday is on Monday. I'll be the big. I ain't even about to tell y'all it, but I'm in my 30s already. I'm well comfortably into them, and I agree. There's things that I won't deal with that I dealt with last year that I won't deal with today. Like every day is like a journey, and I learn something about myself. I learn, like a lot of the time, just really like looking in the mirror, and I don't mean the mirror, I mean like the proverbial mirror, and saying, okay, like my reactions to things, are they really warranted? Do I go too far? Which hush, Rissy. uh
I
you
wasn't even
know
gonna say nothing.
do I go too far, or
Yes.
did I have to handle that particular way? So like
No.
I find myself like in this stage in my life questioning myself, my motives, and really just self-regulating and checking myself and adjusting, because like I see, like I'm able to see as I get older, which I don't even think it has anything to do with physical age, but like as I get older mentally, if that makes sense, like it makes me want to be like, okay, these people have this person has this personality trait, but why was I able to identify it so readily? I have to have some of that in myself for me to be able to recognize it in that way, and be so deeply disturbed by it. So like I like this year, I would say like 2023 has been a year of self-reflection for me. I graduated high school in 2003. You know what I'm saying? Like it's literally like every 3 year it just seems like I just go through this like phoenix moment where like everything just goes down in ashes, and then I just recreate. And um I think we do that multiple times in life. We recreate ourselves, whether we announce it or whether we just do it. You know what I'm saying? We just change how we move. We change our way of thinking. You know, either way we do it, it gets done, and we do it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so
Yeah, no. Just I think about the things I used to be concerned about 21, 22, and today at 29, almost 30, I'm like, I don't give a fuck, because I seem to remember when I was in my early 20s, I was very caught up with acting, presenting, dressing a certain way to be able to find a good man, quote unquote, or not doing certain things, because that's just what that's what's force fed to us. I think young women to us. I think that's what's force fed to women, especially if you grew up in church. And I'm specifically referencing the Black religious community. A lot of these ideas and things that you should do are force fed on us, and that's a whole different topic in and of itself. But I'm just gonna say that the religious sector, the church has made probably millions of dollars off of selling books and conferences and shit that are geared toward women and talking to women about how to get a husband. But you don't see that same energy put into men. But that's not what I'm talking about. But I used to be heavily preoccupied with that, even if I never voiced it but now today, like, I really don't give a shit. Like, somebody could tell me all day, like, oh, Marissa, well, if you want to find a good man, you shouldn't curse. I don't give a fuck. Eat my ass.
Thank you, Jerica. Yeah, my birthday's on Monday. I'll be 38.
You told us. Shocking.
Nah, girl, I ain't shaming my age. I earned every last one of these 38 years.
Okay. But yeah, no, things I used to be worried about 5 to 7 years ago, I could literally not give a fuck. Like, Marissa, you shouldn't dress that way. You shouldn't take pictures like you should. Why do you have to post pictures like that? Because it's mine. It's my shit. I want to do it. I'm grown. And I think that now, the older I've gotten, I've noticed that the more the more I've gotten comfortable with myself, and I'm comfortable with myself now. The people that fool with me, they fool with me, and me being who I am has not stopped anybody from being romantically interested in me. It hasn't stopped me from any opportunities. It hasn't stopped me from making new friends or having a solid group of people. Honestly, I think my life got better when I finally reached that place of like, fuck it, I'm just gonna be me. If you fool with me, you fool with me. If you don't, you don't.
Definitely, I agree with that.
Not second guessing myself, and my intuition. There have been several times that I can think of right now where something presented to me as a red flag. And I let other people get in my ear about it. Well, no, maybe you need to give it a chance. And, well, you should do this, da, da, da. And all for it to come full circle. And guess what? I was right.
Yeah. Girl, and not to mention being yourself, helped with your elevation throughout your career too. Just like being yourself, and knowing what's best for yourself.
Also true. And I keep reminding myself, I feel like if I could take some of the same energy, even though I question myself professionally a lot of times, if I could take some of the same energy I have for like that and put it to, or the assurance that I have mentally most of the times, take it from professionally and apply it to some things in my personal life, I think it would be different.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. But like, I'm glad I kind of y'all educated me today on what code switching and things like that are, because like I never, like, I always thought it was just being adaptable.
It is and it's not, because yes, obviously, you, like I said at the beginning, KYA, know your audience. But there comes a point in time where maybe some folks, and I'll raise my hand right here, where you might be adapting so much that you are stifling parts of yourself, your personality, or even your culture to be accepted or to not be judged.
Right. That's true. That's definitely true. I mean, that it can be taken that way. Hey, word in the house.
What's up, Word?
Y'all go check out Word. Word always be dropping gems on his channel.
You can code switch around men. Quite honestly, some women get around men, they completely change who they are. Your aunt asked me one time. She heard me laughing about something. She said, "Do you laugh like that in front of men?" Because I 110% laugh loud, and that don't bother me. It just it don't. It don't. And she said, "Do you laugh like that in front of men?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "Why wouldn't I? That's how I laugh." I said, "I'm not gonna be up here on this." I said, "That's not me." And if I did that, I said the day they say something that's actually funny and I laugh the way I really laugh, they're gonna be looking at me like I'm crazy. No, I'm good.
Definitely. Word said he came to debate. Tay's on the road, Word, so she's kind of in and out of the podcast. We having a few technical difficulties with these Apple products.
Where what you trying to debate about?
He say that every time he come in here.
I know that.
That's that Taurus energy. Like I'm here.
Don't you have some Taurus in your sign somewhere?
Not really. I have Taurus as I believe Taurus is like my north node. That's the only place there's Taurus in my chart. Only place. But I got a lot of Tauruses like I don't know like you know in my circle like around me like my godson is a Taurus. My ex was a Taurus. You know, like I mean, I just like I know a lot of Tauruses. They stubborn.
I don't know if I agree with that because I know a lot of Tauruses. There's like 3 that I'm friends with, but also a Taurus is also an Earth sign, and so am I. So we vibe on a different. We vibe on a certain level. So like, one of my best friends is a Taurus.
I mean, but I'm stubborn too. Like I'm not saying it as like an insult to Tauruses that they stubborn, but they still stubborn. Like,
Yo,
have you ever tried to debate with a Taurus? Like, actually debate with a Taurus about something that they truly believe in? You ain't winning. I ain't winning. Like, Taurus is like, you know what?
my best friend is one. We will go back and forth, but y'all know me. When I feel like I'm right, I be on that tip. So, but if I'm wrong, I will admit it. So, yeah, me and him, we'll go at it because not on some like negative. We'll go at it, but like we'll go back and forth on the topic. He's like, Marissa, you wrong. And I'm like, no. Well, I said, no, I'm not. I said, because what about, exhibit A? Here he comes with exhibit B. Okay, that's cool. But exhibit C. And y'all know, and you know me, I'll be prepared to get down to the Greek alphabet if I got to with exhibit with facts.
Definitely. Jerica said, that's very true. It's not the hill you want to die on.
I feel like code switching can be used loosely. Being adaptable and selling out are 2 different extremes. But people use it irresponsibly sometimes. That is not a lie word. Some people do use it irresponsibly. I don't know that I've ever thought about code switching being like a sellout, but I can see why it might be like that.
He said, especially when it comes to culture and business.
I get that. The word, I try to shy away from the word sellout because I think that we Black people, we try to tag the sellout label to each other a lot, and I don't know. I don't know what necessarily drives people to make some of the decisions that they make with the people they do it with. I'm not one to call folks a sellout, but like I understand why that gets thrown around.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Word, I code switch a lot. And I don't feel like a sellout.
What is our definition of a sellout? Or
Yeah,
your
word.
definition?
Word, define sellout.
Because what I might think is a sellout might be different than what AJ thinks is a sellout compared to what Tay thinks is a sellout compared to what you think.
Yeah. So we want to know your definition of that word.
In the meantime, what you gonna do for your birthday on Monday? You taking yourself out? You going to Gringos?
Nah, I ain't gonna go to Gringos. I I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna do something. I don't know yet though.
He said,
Oh, okay. All
"Oh,
right.
yeah, you right."
So Word said, I only say sellout when people degrade people who look like them for other races. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. And I don't never code switch on my people. I'm not, and like tell me if this is you, y'all. Like if I feel more comfortable not changing my voice when there are other people in the room that look like me. I feel a lot more comfortable. Whereas if I'm in a room full of peach and
You stupid.
if I'm in a room full of peach people
No
and
deal. No bets.
um and I ain't gonna say that. But if I'm in a room full of peach people, I'm gonna probably talk more
Girl,
like the
you mean if you in a room full of Anglo Saxons?
Anglo Saxons. That's right, Caucasians.
Anglo Saxons. Um, I agree with you. I feel more comfortable speaking the way that I normally do, saying the things I normally say, um, as opposed to or speaking at the pitch that we tend to, as opposed to if I'm in a room full of Anglos. Because some music could be on in a room full of us, and we might be like, "Oh, that's my song. That's my shit. That's slow. That track slaps." But we all know what each other just said. But if I'm in a room full of other people and I'm like, this slap. What does that mean, huh?
Why is he yelling like that?
Yeah, or you know how we compliment each other? Like black people, when we compliment each other, we just say the object on you that we like. So like,
Okay, polka dots.
period.
Hey,
Okay, like, okay, yellow shirt.
okay,
Okay,
red
Come
hair.
through,
Okay.
yellow shirt.
Shoes. Okay, shoes. Okay.
whereas if you can't do that with somebody who is white, it's harder to do it because they might be like, okay, yellow shirt, like what's wrong with my shirt? What's wrong with my polka dots? And then you have to like go through this. You have to hop through these mental Olympics to explain that you were giving them a compliment.
Oh my God, that reminds me of this one time. I didn't even realize when I started working at my job that I work at, which is it has to deal with the stock market or whatever. I was literally the only black person in the building, and I didn't even notice until like 3 months later.
I don't see how you
Right?
don't notice it.
I just didn't.
How you don't notice till 3 months later? Everywhere I go, I'm looking for somebody black. So I need somebody to relate. Like,
I don't look for nobody to relate to. I just be in my element. I when I started that job, like automatically, like I had a bunch of like friends, like and the same friends that I made in training, I still have now. Like, but they're all like, in higher positions now, but like we're all still cool. We text each other, but there was this one time like this girl had just got it was this peach girl. She had just gotten like her hair done and she was self-conscious about it, but it looked cute. I was like, okay, I see you. She's like, what? I knew it didn't look good. I'm like, that's a compliment. They're
Yeah,
like, oh,
like it's too much.
it's like, sis, that was a compliment. Like, sorry.
Yeah, see, it be too much. Like, yeah, no, it's. I'll say this, and as I get tired of the mental Olympics that it takes to do things or be in certain spaces, but and I have my days for sure, but I remind myself that as my mom has told me and my brother, the further you move up in life, whether it's up the corporate ladder, whatever ladder you on, I mean, it does you don't see less of it, especially if you are in a in an industry or in a space that's dominated by people that don't look like you.
Definitely. Absolutely. But that's so funny. Like when what Tay said, how you don't notice that you're the only black person. Like so many people said that to me, and I was just like, I just didn't. And the only
It's
reason I
because
noticed because another black person got hired, one, and she came up to me. She's like, "How long have you been the only black person here?" I was like, "I'm the only black person here," and I look around and I'm like, "Oh dang."
I ain't gonna hold you. If that was me and you said that to me, I would have thought you was one of them. I would have thought you was one of them, like
I
a
would have thought
whitewash.
you was one of them, like right,
White
Melissa. Because when you go, do you go in and you look for black people? Like, do you be like?
Oh, I
It's
always notice.
not like you
I'm always
look,
taking account. I'm
but
always taking
ain't
account.
no way. I'm in a
I
building.
always notice. I'm always taking account.
Me too.
I'm always taking account.
Me too. It ain't even about, oh, yeah, it's about relate, because I might want to talk a certain way, and I know I can talk to this black person this way, but at the same time, I don't need anybody when I'm doing the job. You there to just work at the end of the day. But when I walk in the door, I'm already like, okay, who up in here?
I'm laughing at you talking about. Okay, who up in here?
I don't know why, Rissa, but your volume went way down. You still there?
Yeah.
Did you change something?
No.
Oh.
Trying to shade.
I'm laughing at you talking about. Okay, who up in here?
I don't know why, Rissa, but your volume's way down. You still there?
Yeah.
Did you change something?
No.
Oh, weird. It sounds like something is replaying.
Yeah, I hear that.
Yeah, what we just said. I think we just having technical difficulties today. I am too. But Realist said he alters his voice a tad in his videos to appeal to a wider audience.
We have to.
Yeah.
Well, I say that we choose to. I don't want to say we have to because we don't have to do anything but stay black and die. So
But if we want to be effective in this current climate, we have to.
yeah, because I know how I can talk, and I know that that's not always gonna be necessarily the best setup for folks who don't look like me. Because hell, I put off people who are black sometimes, but I don't think that's just because of me. I think that's because I'm a woman.
Yeah, definitely. Well, guys, we having some technical issues today, but like it's been a great conversation. We're gonna go ahead and end it because like we're both me and Tay having like technical issues tonight. But it's been a great conversation. I learned a lot. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't know what code switching was until Tay and Rissy, I mean Coco, uh, schooled me on what it was, and they're like, "What? You're the queen of it." I'm like, it's all appalled. But like Rissy do it too. She do it too. I mean, she don't do it as much as I do it, Like we can be in a restaurant full of peach people and Rissy gonna be Rissy.
Goddamn right.
I mean, we had a whole table of white people looking at us
That's because
because of the.
That's because they nosy. They would be nosy.
You know, but like, I'm more. I try to be more reserved, but like, I mean, like, why not? Why not just be who you are? But like, I also understand, like, especially if you're in a position where you're trying to share knowledge and share information, you do want it to come across in a way that the person that you're talking to, understands what you're saying. And like I said, like everybody don't know our language. You know what I'm saying? Like both of them. I put both of them in a text to this white girl that I was chatting with
And she
on
know
my
what the
phone.
fuck you said.
And she was like, huh? Buffoon? No, both
Both
of
of
them. And I spell it, Boffum. Like that's just like, and you don't have to explain that. Even if a black person didn't even know what it meant, they gonna phonetically spell it out and be like, oh, I know what you're trying to say.
Oh, she mean both of them.
Both of them. Even if you never heard it before. So it's just kind of like, But yeah, guys, we're gonna go ahead and end the live. We're having a couple technical difficulties, but it's been a great conversation. Thank you, Coco, for coming with that topic. It was
She was saying thanks for bringing that topic. I'm not sure what happened to AJ, but now it's just me. So thank everybody for coming in tonight. It was a great chat. And hope to see y'all back here with us next Saturday. And hopefully we won't have the technical issues that we were experiencing tonight. Until next time, lingerie and cocktails.